Yeah, better.
Is this thing recording or what?
Number 1 or number 2?
Oh. Yeah, that's better. Look more natural there. Oh, okay. Yeah, so we're recording. All right. So, my dog walked over sandpaper.
Then what happened?
He said, rough, rough. I think it's Justin's face.
Listen, dude, if they're funny, I'll laugh.
Well, it smells like updog in here.
Yeah.
What's up, dog?
So
Nothing much. What's up with you?
All right. Welcome back, Weekenders, and thanks for tuning in for another episode of The Weekend from A to Z. This episode covers the weekend up to September the 22nd, 2020. So if you have any questions or comments, feel free to email us at theweekenda2z@gmail.com. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram at A to Z Weekend. Past that, you can go to anchor.fm/A2Z Weekend, where you will find all 11 locations for our podcast, including Spotify. If you want to watch us on YouTube, you must search Weekend A to Z.
And who doesn't want to see us?
I know all these faces.
I don't. Bye. What up, guys? I'm Justin.
I'm Chocolate with Nuts. Alan. Look at his face.
I would hope you have nuts.
Look at his face. He's like, oh, this motherfucker.
JT here.
Yeah, I'm Scott. And these nuts guys.
Yeah. So, I have some tech news.
Do you want to give your actual name? I don't think you actually gave your actual
name. I'm Alan. Yeah. I said it. It was right after. Yeah.
Sure.
All right.
Chocolate with nuts.
Yes. So my tech news. The Xbox Series X pre-orders went live today, and they sold out in 45 seconds, something like that.
Boom. It's got to be a record.
It was pretty
nerd.
I would say that and like PlayStation 5, it was almost the same thing. I mean, they sold out seconds. They were sold out.
Wait, PS5's already on sale, or?
Yeah, it already went on pre-order, bro.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
Working?
Yeah, so was I.
Were you?
Yeah.
Trying to pre-order his Xbox today. Yeah. Working
I just
hard.
have to jump on a website and buy it. It's not that hard.
He works so hard.
Apparently pretty hard because you can't get it.
Well, I got mine, so.
Oh, okay.
But no, I mean, JT, it's like you looking up car parts and making fun of my brother. So, you know.
That's right. I take breaks during the day.
Exactly. Pretty much it was an instant disaster with all the broken links and the sites instantly selling out. I mean, everywhere sold out. Amazon, I don't even know if they recognize it that today was launch day. Same thing with Best Buy. Their website for about half a day kept saying coming soon. And Amazon had like the informational page up, but there was no link to actually go and buy it. So, but now if you go on there, it actually tells you like, you know, takes you to the page with the dogs and says there's something wrong, broken link. On Amazon.
It is almost 2021, right? And they can't get this.
Almost.
I mean, huh?
I mean, it reminds me of this. So today's pre-orders reminded me of like when the Google Pixel 1 first went on sale. It was like that. It was just that. It was that bad. So I mean, like you'd have it in your cart, you'd click checkout, and then all of a sudden the page would refresh. There's nothing in your cart. And you're like, what the hell, dude? So you have to go through the process again, select the unit, click it, add to cart, yes, check out, and the page would spin. Uh-oh, something went wrong. Refresh the page, there's nothing in your cart. You're like, dude, what the? I mean, so, yeah, it was pretty much.
It's just because their servers can't handle all the...
yeah, and so the other thing, too, I called a couple stores. Yes, I'm that kind of nerd. I called a couple stores and asked them, like, how many units they were being allocated. One store said they were getting 10. Another store said 7. And, you know, of course, everybody wants to know, like, well, is there any reason why Microsoft didn't send more? They don't I mean, nobody knows. Shipping constraints,
distribution across the whole country. And
sure.
Has pre-orders ruined the excitement of standing in line waiting for the doors to open?
Oh, the guy told me there was people, he was like, they were already talking about people lining up, so.
Those days.
No, I guess it depends on how bad you want it.
How bad do you want it, Alan?
Not that bad. I mean, I want it, yes, but no, I want it real bad. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Anywhere.
Yeah. So Disney Plus is coming to Google Assistant smart displays. So like right now, you can say, "Hey," I'm not going to say it because mine's around the corner. It'll probably pick up and start playing something. but I can say like, hey Google, and then show me videos of.
Yes, chocolate with nuts.
See, there's my phone is already going. No, don't play anything on YouTube videos.
Yeah, let's see his play history.
It's Philip DeFranco and Your Mom's House podcast. That's what you're going to find on YouTube. But so you can actually speak to your Google Display and tell it to play something off of Disney Plus, and it'll automatically, like, if you have it linked, it'll automatically start playing. Kind of like it does for Netflix. You can say, hey, Android TV, play, I don't know.
I want to say
Discovery
Amazon does it too, but for some reason, I don't know. It doesn't play the video. It just takes me to Netflix. Anyway, maybe that was a couple of months ago and bugs.
Maybe. Microsoft Edge browser is arriving on Linux beta for those people that like Linux.
I don't even use that. Do you?
I've used it a couple times, not very often.
The Edge browser?
The Edge browser? Yeah. The Edge browser is actually pretty good.
I just use Chrome.
It's fast. It's light. It's faster. It's faster than Chrome. Well, it's about as fast as Chrome. It doesn't take nearly as long to load up as Chrome does.
What about the
After
system
years-
resources? 'Cause
I don't know.
Chrome
I didn't
uses
take a
a
look
shit
at that.
ton.
Maybe, but
After years and years of having to deal with just Microsoft and all of their ridiculousness before Edge came out,
yeah.
I don't trust it. And it's not that I have I've had so much, in my work life and personal life, I've had so many problems with IE that I can't, it's like what I can't trust it. I can't. It's one of those things. They've since Firefox debut. What came first, Firefox or Chrome?
I want to say Firefox.
Yeah, since Firefox debuted, IE had just gone downhill forever. So much so that they ended up scrapping it, and they've gone to Edge. But it's,
But Microsoft also got sued for the antitrust because they were boxing Internet Explorer with Windows, and in the EU they were forced to remove it and do it as a separate download, which is stupid.
It's dumb. I mean, so I would honestly question why Apple gets away with it with Safari browser on the iPhones. It's automatically on the phone as soon as you turn it on, not instant download.
Well, it's the fact that you can. Well, even though it's bundled, I don't think that really matters. I mean, it's the fact. I mean, you can always go and get something else. It's gonna be on there for you. I don't know if there's I don't know if it was just an EU issue or what, but I've just had so many. God, I can't tell you how many you experienced. We worked together. How many times did you have to deal with
the blue
with
screen
customers who were like, well, no, with customers who were like,
we can't access this part of the web page.
We only support
Internet Explorer 10. You're like, dude, you get off of Internet Explorer 10. Use Chrome.
Well, we've told you that we support Chrome and Firefox. We don't support IE. Oh well, well, a lot of our customers use Internet Explorer. Well, we don't support it, so I can't help you. Yeah, but no,
and then now
I
we
can't
have to
trust.
But then at work we had to go and test for Internet Explorer to make sure it worked. And it was a nightmare.
Tell me,
I wouldn't.
Well, because the developer was like, "Why are they still using Internet Explorer?" I don't know.
Why does it suck so bad? Everybody tells me I should use Chrome as well, but just the default for me.
I like the add-ins. The add-ins were nice, but Firefox has add-ins now too.
It sucks so bad because they never had any. It ran extremely slow, and there was a whole lot of stuff that just never really worked as well as they wanted it to. And Firefox and Chrome did everything so much faster and so much better. And the fact that you could code something for Chrome and it would work on Firefox, but it had to be something completely different for it to work on IE was the bigger issues. It was like, to make it do what I wanted it to do in IE took a lot more coding. So sometimes it would work, sometimes it wouldn't work. So they just lost a lot of a confidence with that. And they came out with Edge, and whatever.
Edge is actually, I mean, so from my experience, Edge is actually pretty good. It's still better than, I don't know. I don't care about Safari. I hate Safari, but whatever. It's on the iPhone.
Oh, I don't like Safari, but that's
with
just because
iOS 14, I'm kind of skipping around now. With iOS 14, you can actually set a default browser.
Really?
Yes, default browser, default mail client. Yeah, there's like a couple different things you can actually set defaults for. So if you click a link, you can actually set it to go, hey, I want it to open in Chrome every single time. And it'll open in Chrome and never touch Safari.
And is that what you're going with?
Yes. On my iPhone, yeah.
Okay.
Chrome. I mean, I have like 8 different browsers on my iPhone. So yeah.
Do you browse certain things with certain browsers?
Well, so like the one video I sent you guys, that one video I sent you guys with the what song was it playing? It was the girl that was popping all the balloons. That video I had to use Kodi browser in order to download because I couldn't grab it off of Facebook. Yeah, you have to use a different browser to actually download it. You can't do it on Safari because it won't let you download it. You can't do it on Chrome because it just doesn't come up with a download link. So I was like, well, let me figure out which one of my browsers will. Kodi browser worked. So, yeah. Let's see what else I've got here. Microsoft bought Bethesda Gaming Studio for 7.5 billion monies.
That's a lot of monies.
They bought the owner of Bethesda, or the whatever it's called. Bethesda is just one of the subsidiaries.
And then but the idea behind it wasn't just for the whole like, oh, we want exclusives. It wasn't for that.
It's just basically subscription.
Microsoft's been doing a lot of that lately. They've been buying a bunch of different game studios. They're actually, I did read an article where they had almost thought they had talked about buying Bungie, the makers of Destiny. Well, they used to make Halo, and then 343 has Halo, and then so they almost bought Bungie, but it was too expensive.
So Bethesda is what their big stuff is.
Skyrim,
yeah, Doom, Fallout,
Witcher too, right?
I don't know. Maybe.
Whose news is this?
No, hey, if anybody's got some extra input, I'll take it.
Well, regardless, I mean, so that means that they're going to have what? Now that means that I assume that all of those games will now be proprietary to Xbox consoles.
I would assume they're good. Yeah, I would assume they're proprietary to Xbox consoles. If like Sony wants to buy, hey, we want to offer it on our console too, well, now you have to pay rights to it.
Well, from what I saw, they said they're not going to do that.
Oh,
at least not. Yeah, no. Xbox is not going to do that anytime soon.
Yeah, no, they're not.
But probably.
I would assume at some point in time. I mean, why else buy all the game studios? Yes, for subscription rates, but at some point you're actually going to utilize a game studio for, hey, we want you to make an exclusive game for us and not for anybody else.
But Bethesda's been doing great for years too. So
sure, yeah. iOS, so Apple Watch. If you order the new one with the Apple Watch straps that are like $49 or $100
for the leather one, right?
No. This is for like the silicone one.
Oh.
If you buy the wrong size, you have to return the entire thing, the Apple Watch and the band. So like right now, so anytime you bought an Apple Watch, you selected the band that came with it, right? And then the band was automatically bundled inside the box.
Right.
Yes. Yeah. So they have a new loop. It's like it's a solo loop, or they have the solo braided loop. The solo loop is the regular silicone loop. It just doesn't have the clasp on it. There's no clasp. There's no buttons. It is a single circle like that.
Ooh, I bet that might be easy to break or wear.
It might be easier to break, but now they come in like a bunch of different sizes, because before you could get like small, medium, or large, and then kind of tailor it to fit your wrist. The solo loops, the solo loop and the solo braided loop are not like that. You can get large, but then you have to select like the actual the wrist size. So if you order the wrong size, if you get the wrong size, because that comes bundled with the watch, you have to go back to the Apple Store and return the whole thing.
So painful.
In order to get,
I'm surprised they don't sell them separately. Like you get a little bitty box with a watch, and then you buy your band
go
with
pick up the band that comes. Yeah, like, hey, I ordered it with this watch. Okay, let's check your order. You have this other band too. Let's grab it off the shelf. Here you go. Yeah, and it makes it. I don't know. It's Apple. Who knows?
Apple.
So I saw like like the exchange between like a customer and an Apple representative, and even the Apple representative was like, "Yeah, I don't know why we do it this way. It doesn't seem smart."
And they haven't even changed the actual watch size. It's been the same.
Yeah, it's basically the series. So it's the Series 5 with a blood oxygen sensor monitor included. That's about it. There's some internal stuff that's changed, but nothing extra. Nothing like game changing. So if you have a Series 5, or do you need to update to a Series 6? I don't think so. Same thing if you have a 4. I don't think you need to update to a 6. But hey, maybe
I just need my watch to tell time,
display.
man.
Yeah, you get the always on display, which is nice.
Just want it to tell time.
Yeah,
it does that too.
What a watch is supposed to do.
It does that too. Yeah.
Find it.
I don't need to have all that extra stuff, man.
You know, one thing I really like about the Apple Watch, though, I can actually find my phone with the watch. I like that fact.
Yep.
Yeah, I can actually. I do.
You can do that with. Can't you do that with your Fitbit watch
right here?
too?
No.
It's right here.
Really? I know
Yeah,
Android's been doing that forever. So welcome to the game.
What was that, Justin?
Right?
Where's my phone? I can just find
Android,
it. I find it.
Watch, does Android Watch do it?
Yeah, it's done it since the very beginning.
Oh, congratulations, Android. Good job.
Hey, welcome to 2020.
Well, no, I'll just.
Oh,
No, I'm
please
just gonna
don't give
put
me
it
the
this way.
fanboy bullshit jokes.
Listen, if you lose
you were
your
a
phone, you
fanboy
deserve to
before.
have your phone gone.
Listen, I like both sides. I like Apple and I like Android. There are things that I like more about Apple. There are things that I love more about Android. As far as like controlling like my Google ecosystem, way easier on the Android. I hate doing it on my fucking iPhone. The damn thing never wants to find the Chromecast. It's like, hey, find the Chromecast. What does it do? It finds the neighbor's like master speaker. Like, no, the Chromecast I just plugged in. It's saying it's waiting for me to connect to the phone on the TV. Find it. Fucking find it. It won't find it at all. It won't find it. Period.
You're touching.
Yeah, it won't find it. But then I use the Android phone, and guess what? Boom, pops right up. Look at this shit. You gotta be kidding me.
Yeah, it's kind of the same way with me and Miracast, because Google phone doesn't support Miracast.
Yeah, because Miracast sucks.
Yeah, but Fire Stick supports Miracast.
Ugh.
And so does Samsung. I don't know if Apple does or not, but it's like, just fucking consolidate, guys.
Yeah, but everybody wants you to buy their proprietary stuff, so you get locked into their ecosystem.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we should start our own.
No. So so I have some other news. This has nothing to do with tech. The second back in a week has been tested positive for rabies in Plano.
Nice.
Yeah.
Go
rabies
Bats.
back. Go Bats. Yeah. Sizzler has also filed for bankruptcy.
Oh man, is there even a Sizzler here?
I don't think I've ever
Texas?
been.
I don't think so. Not in Texas.
No, when I was little and we lived in California, man, I loved to go Sizzler.
I've seen them in California.
Oh man, going to
Yeah,
Sizzler was the best.
The last trip I took, Justin, with our boss, we drove by a Sizzler, and he was like, "Oh man, I love that place."
It's because basically I don't know what it's like now, but it used to be like every so often they would have like these all you can eat specials. Like my favorite was like they had all you could eat fried shrimp.
Yeah.
And it was like, yeah, dude, just keep bringing. And I was like 7 and I'd eat 4 plates of fried shrimp. I'm sure I puked in the car on the way home, but
Killing it.
This guy loves
just straight up killing
Was
it.
it like popcorn shrimp?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little fried
Nice.
popcorn shrimp. But I mean, I was 7, so it was like, and I could have as much as I wanted, and cocktail sauce, and it was just like,
Yeah.
Red Lobster and all you can eat
So-
popcorn shrimp. Yeah.
I haven't been there forever.
Garrett
Time to go back.
Turbocharger. So Garrett, the turbocharger company, has also filed for bankruptcy protection. Prime Day 2020 starts on October the 13th.
What is that?
Prime Day.
They
for
changed the
Amazon.
date.
A bunch of stuff goes on sale on Amazon. I've never actually bought anything off of Prime Day.
It's kind of like
have
It's kind of like Cyber Monday, basically.
kind of, and they're also they will like on the on the Amazon homepage, they'll like run specials like
Yeah.
throughout the day. It's like for like the next 30 minutes, this is 50% off, kind of a thing. So I've bought stuff on Prime Day. I didn't go seeking it out to be Prime Day.
Yeah.
But it just kind of happened on that
To be on
on that day. So
You know, Amazon's is pretty nice. It's pretty nice.
Amazon and Walmart.
Too bad their
taking over
phone
the
didn't
world.
work out.
Yeah, Amazon's phone. So our Earth may catch a mini moon, which appears to be a Surveyor 2 Centaur rocket booster launched in September 20 of 1966.
A
Space
mini moon?
trash.
So every now and then the Earth catches what they call mini moons. It's like usually just rogue asteroids that happen to be traveling slow enough to kind of get caught in our orbit, and they stay for at the most a year, maybe two, and then they kind of like spin off in their own little.
And then
thing.
they're discussing our humanity.
Yeah,
Yes.
they're disgusting. Like, oh, I'm out of here.
they're disgusted by our humanity.
I got to go.
And leave.
Yeah, but so this time I guess NASA's been kind of watching, obviously, all the asteroids and stuff coming in and out, and they found out
2020.
there's one that looks a little bit weird, and then they discovered like, oh, it actually looks like a booster rocket from like an old something or other launched back in like 1966. That's
it?
traveling slow enough that it's going to most likely get caught in our orbit for a while.
Is it gonna hit the ISS?
That's a good question. I don't know. I don't know. That's a good question. Well,
Whoops.
I think the ISS travels is low enough. Hey, buddy. What's going on? That's on my tech news. You want to say hi?
Hooray!
Nothing about battery day?
Battery day. Oh, Tesla?
Yeah.
I didn't really read it.
Is that like Amazon Day? Where you get your special batteries on sale?
No, it was just basically Tesla showing all their prototypes, and people were hoping to see future stuff, but not really. So
Well, speaking of cars, I got a little bit of fun F1 news.
Tell us.
Sochi Russia races this weekend. So once this is posted, you'll have seen it, and we'll get to talk about it. There was no race this week. It was a week off. They were racing. The big race this week was 24-hour at Le Mans. That was the big thing.
Mhm.
But I did a little
Nice.
bit of tech news in F1. McLaren is changing their nose tip. They've been doing some changing this past week, slightly narrower. It's matching Mercedes and Renault, their noses. So, it's a copycat league there. I understand that you had some maybe some entertainment news, Alan. Maybe. I saw some pictures come through, so I just wondered if
Entertainment news.
yeah. The
Oh
Emmys were
yeah,
on.
so we watched the Emmys on Sunday. So I'll be honest, I generally don't care. The Emmys, Grammys, I don't watch any of that stuff. However, because of my sister and the role that she plays now in her work, we actually watched the Emmys this past Sunday, and Emmys her show HBO, the show that she writes for, got nominated for a couple different things, but this year they didn't win an award. The thing is, like, if they were to have won an award, everybody on the team gets an award. So, like, the writers get an award, the actors and actresses get an award. What's up, buddy? Oh, you want to stay up here? Okay.
Our next podcaster right there.
Yeah.
we need to blur his face out for his protection.
No. But
Just cover his face with your hand.
Oh, he's got cancer.
But yeah, so we watched the Emmys, and I got to see my sister. She sent me a couple pictures of them hanging out, and it's actually really cool. I mean, I couldn't be more proud of her. I see her on TV, and I'm like, oh, she's hanging out with like movie stars.
Has she been
Like,
on
she
TMZ
has-
yet?
No.
No. We're gonna.
But, like,
She
you know,
will
it's like-
be.
She has like personal numbers of like movie stars, and it's like, this is crazy.
Will she give them to you?
No,
Share them with the
what?
podcast,
No.
so we can hand them out.
Hand out their number, yeah.
We need boost.
You like
then
us? We'll give you a number.
Then she might show up on TMZ.
What if they do a promo for us? Hey guys, I listened to The Weekend from A to Z once. It was okay.
Hey,
What are we going to
Maybe.
give them in return? These people get like if they mention that they like Starbucks, they get a franchise. So what the fuck are we
It is
gonna?
the podcast A to Z. Just being mentioned is award enough. It means they got
That's
nothing
true.
on us.
I'll take that. Yeah.
I'd be like that fire festival guy.
I agree.
The fire festival guy. Oh yeah, that guy.
Oh yeah, we needed water, so.
We're the fire festival of podcasts now.
No,
That's not good.
No, that is not good.
We're gonna fake it till we make it.
So even though like Amy herself was not nominated for an Emmy, if the show won one, she would have got like the actual statue.
I think it's worth it. Yeah, it's a show.
Oh yeah, no, definitely.
Teamwork.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure she's just glad to be part of the team. Honestly, here's the deal: she's worked hard on it. I mean, she's worked her ass off to get to where she's at. Oh yeah, and like there's she's told me so many times that there's people that have been in that industry for years and haven't got to where she's at. And they're like, how did you do it? She's like, because I worked my butt off. What are you talking about? It's not that hard.
It's one of those things. Well, I think it's a couple of things. I think it's, you work your ass off, and then 2 opportunities knock at the right time, and you answer at the right time. I mean, it's one of those things. There's a whole lot of timing that's involved with that stuff. I mean, if this were the 1990s, if it were the 1990s, I don't know if a show like hers would have been as successful as it is, or I mean, it's just that kind of stuff. You catch things as they trend and as they move up. So she's gotten lucky in the right kind of turn, in the right sense, where it's she's hit things while they're hot, and then she's super talented.
Yeah, and I mean, she honestly stays working. This lady works. Even when they're like, "Hey, we're done with the show," she's still working on other stuff. I mean, even like I remember years ago, she had her own like miniseries on YouTube. That she was working on in between. Like, hey, I was writing for Michael J. Fox, and now that's over, so I'm gonna go back to my miniseries for a little bit, just so she can actually, you can stay, in your craft, and like it's almost like it's different, but it's almost like being a comedian. Even when you're not on stage, you're still writing jokes. You're still going to different comedy places and trying them out, working out your material to see what works and what doesn't work. And if you don't do any of that, well, then guess what? Now you kind of lose, some of the nuances of your craft.
Do I have to have my acting card for her to put me in on that YouTube channel?
I don't think so.
Hook me up with her. I want to be written in there. Yeah, put the link in the show notes. The link for the show notes and for her YouTube channel. I'd like to check it out. Tammy cracked out on Insecure this weekend and watched all 4 seasons. She started Saturday afternoon and was done by lunchtime on Sunday.
Did you show her the picture I sent you?
I have not yet. No, she's
look at my sister just hanging out. Okay.
Look, I know this person's sister.
So, a little kind of on the same note, I met a guy who moved here from LA just because he was kind of tired of people shitting on his doorstep, the smog.
Me too.
People. They do have a poop problem. Me too.
Yeah. The taxes, just everything crazy about California.
Yeah.
But he's an editor. So like he's done a lot of TV shows and movies, and we were talking about the whole Snyder cut, for a little bit, and he was like, he hasn't worked with Josh Whedon firsthand, but he says like some of that stuff from his friends who have worked with him firsthand is like most of that's pretty true. The whole him being an asshole kind of thing. It's some people have a reputation for a reason.
I would wonder how. So, I mean, this is getting off kind of into the weeds, but I would kind of wonder like how much of that is actually them being a legitimate jerk, and how much is them being particular about what it is they're bringing to the table.
Yeah.
Like if it's your company that you're running, like you have, and it's your company and somebody's screwing up and you kind of crack down on them, that person's going to go, well, JT's a jerk. But it's like, no, you don't understand the role that JT plays. JT is running this company, so that's why he wants it to run a certain way. If you find that as like, oh, he's being a jerk, well, then you try to run the company.
True.
And let's see the things you come up with.
But I don't have to grab someone's ass to.
Okay, well, I don't know about all that.
Yeah, because he was saying, like Michael Bay, he has kind of a reputation too, and like you said, I guess it could be their quote unquote style. So could like, be. Yeah, I guess just don't work with them.
Yeah. Anything else, guys?
Yeah, so I got a little bit of
Before we jump
other
into
entertainment
weekends?
news. I'm excited on
Okay.
the 25th of this month, just a couple of days away. The new Public Enemy will be releasing. So the Fight the Power remix, which it's
Are
out
any of
today.
them
You
still
can actually-
alive?
Hey, yeah, they are all alive. Surprisingly enough, they're only just a couple of years older than me. So,
And not in jail or
no.
in drug addicts?
Yeah, well,
What are you trying to say,
I saw a couple-
JT?
That's really stereotypical.
Yeah. What are you trying to say,
But-
JT?
That was what they were flaunting back in the day.
What rapper doesn't flaunt that?
But that's what I'm saying. So like,
Ugh.
are they just lying?
Just lying. And then the last thing that I did not know this. So the lead actor in Tenet, that is Denzel Washington's son. I had no idea.
What?
Yes.
Wait. I haven't seen Tenet
Okay, so
Yet.
Did you ever watch Ballers on HBO?
A couple episodes here and there.
Yeah, so
Not religiously.
he was the receiver that they were trying to promote at the very beginning.
Okay.
And he actually played ball in college for Moorhead and signed with the LA Rams.
Really?
Might have been, where was the Rams before? St. Louis Rams, I think it was. But yeah, that's Denzel Washington's son. That just
It's
tripped me
funny.
out.
Yeah, that's crazy. Because I remember what movie did we watch where it had Quaid's
Wow.
kid?
I didn't realize that. Yeah, his name is John David Washington. And Denzel Washington is his father. Not something that
Yeah, thanks, Brian.
I'd have
Towers, for
to.
telling
I'm
me
gonna
that.
have to. I'm looking at pictures on my phone. He must take after his mother because I never
Yeah.
once. It was one of those things. Like it was. Watching the movie. I never thought like he looks like a young Denzel.
Yeah. No.
It was one of those like finding it out. It's like, oh, so he must like just take after his mother.
Well, like Schitt's Creek, Eugene Levy, his son looks just like him.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then the show that we watch now, I'm drawing a blank now. The Boys.
Boys.
Yeah, Jack Quaid. I saw his
What?
last name. I was like, is he Dennis Quaid's son? It's like, sure enough,
Which
he
one's
sure
Jack
is.
Quaid?
That's what is his name in the show? Crap. He's the one that the girlfriend dies.
Oh, okay. That's
Yeah.
Huey?
Look,
Huey,
nothing like
yeah,
Huey.
Yeah.
Huey looks nothing like him.
No, I mean you can see
He looks kind of
a-
like Rainn
you can-
Wilson to
You
me.
can see a little resemblance. There's a little resemblance there. But I mean, I saw the name and I was like, is that? And I looked it up. I was like, it sure is. Wow.
I'm becoming a little upset with my dad and not getting in the show business so that I could be in the show business. Come on, Dad. What were you
Isaiah
thinking?
might be, he might be upset with me for not getting into the show business. He's like, your sister does it. Get in there, man.
Yeah, but he's got an aunt in it, so
Yeah,
maybe
He
that'll
does.
work.
He does have an aunt in it. Maybe
I know.
that'll
Hey,
work.
Clooney. It was his aunt, right?
Yeah,
Was it?
Rosemary Clooney.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
so-
Right on.
We have hope for Isaiah, sir.
Yeah.
And that's all the news I got.
All right. You guys want to jump into weekends?
Just jump in.
Sure, I didn't do shit.
Aw.
Oh, it's nothing. Don't give
It's
me.
gonna rain.
No, it wasn't an awe thing. It was just we just didn't do anything. I mean, it was one of those like we were
Just a relaxing weekend.
just a relaxing, just kind of chill at home kind of a weekend. We didn't go out anywhere. We didn't really do much of anything. I mean, shit, we didn't even. I'm feeling it now, but we didn't even go to the grocery store. And it's like here I am
Food.
2 days in. It's like, oh man, we need like milk and cereal and bread and
eggs,
shit.
cereal.
So, but yeah, it was one of those things where it was like, yeah, just chilled at the house. My wife and I watched some old movies. We watched Predator,
Oh,
like the original
the
Arnold
original.
Predator.
yeah.
We caught that on cable, and then we watched
Get to the chopper. Sorry.
Chronicles of Riddick.
Okay.
Oh, the
So, I mean,
cartoon.
it was just stuff that happened to be on like cable at the time. It was like, all right, sure, we'll watch this stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah, but it was. I mean, we had a good time. So we just
Right
kind
on.
of chilled at the house. Nothing big.
Okay.
Sorry to disappoint listeners, but
No.
it's still a quarantines out there. Still a
Well,
pandemic.
My turn hasn't come up yet, so it's
Oh
cool.
boy. So for me this weekend, I feel like it was a repeat of like last weekend. I missed Rudy's. Yeah. Friday.
Because you just didn't like it?
Oh, you
No,
slept.
I got up late. I got up late. My alarm went off at 5:45, and then the next thing I know, I was like, I turned it off, and I was like, all right, I'll get up here in a second. Next thing I know, it's 8. It was 7 o'clock, and I was like, crap, 6:50, and I was like, oh man, you gotta be kidding me. I text Scott, and I was like, whoops. And he was like, huh? I was like,
I knew
yeah, I just
exactly
woke
what
up.
you were whoopsing.
I just woke up. Yeah. Past that, I'm still kind of diagnosing this check engine light issue that I've got. I fixed my gauges, which I'm happy about.
Nice.
Fixed my gauges, still trying to figure out the check engine light, replace the other oil control valve. But the light keeps coming back. Emailing the tuner back and forth, so there's a long line of emails for that. Watched the Emmys on Sunday, went to my parents' house, watched the Emmys there. Left the boy there. And
What y'all's Emmy party look like?
I mean, we were just like sitting around watching the show and like
Pizza?
No. My mom cooked. She had like chicken Alfredo. There was like some beans.
Hang on, let me look at my phone and see, because I think I missed that invite. Chicken Alfredo.
Did your brother get an invite?
No. Well, I don't know. He might have. Well, no, he didn't get an invite. I don't think so.
Give me the invite. I'll be a good brother to you.
Yeah, all right.
I'm sure I can only imagine that he thinks that your sister has completely lost her way and is fallen away from everything that is good and dear because she's part of the
Hollywood is the devil.
Yeah, the Hollywood media machine. I can only imagine. I've seen
she's
some
a liberal
of his,
now, so
just seeing the stuff on his the very little that he puts on Facebook. It's like, come on, dude, you're crazy, man.
I draw issue. Not even just. It's a huge issue that I draw when he goes from posting. Again, this is off in the weeds. He goes from posting like, watch out for the Democrats and what the evil that they're trying to bring, and then the very next quote will be like a Bible scripture that he's put. I'm like, what are you doing, dude? Like, how does that? Like they're not the same, but at the same time, and then but I know that I've done the same thing where you take something out of context to try to fit your narrative, So I'm sure that's a lot of. I feel like that's a lot of what he does, but regardless. So church on Sunday, since Isaiah had a slight fever this past weekend because he had his first vaccination on Friday. He had a slight fever on Sunday, so we did not go to church. We watched it. We actually didn't even watch it online. We just kind of hung out here and had breakfast on the patio. The wife and I last night made some homemade applesauce, which is actually really good.
Goodness,
I was
invite here,
some
not
flack
seeing it either. Homemade applesauce.
Yeah, I gave her some flack about it because she put some stuff in there, and I was like, "What are you doing? It says to do this." She's like, "Well, we don't have this, so I'm going to put this instead." I was like, "Yeah, but it's not going to taste good." And then, no, it tastes fantastic. It's amazing. So we're making more. She also. Huh?
What was substituted in there?
So it calls for, so the recipe I looked up said like lemon juice. Well, we didn't have lemon juice, but she had like lemon essential oil. And I was like, well, don't do that. The oil's not going to mix well. It's going to taste weird, blah, blah, blah. It actually tastes fine. It tastes great. And then, obviously the lemon is to keep the apples from browning. And I was like, well, it's not going to do the same for the oil is not going to do the same for apples, but it tastes fine. And so, I mean, that was good. And we also made chicken tortilla soup, and that actually turned out really good too. Again, I gave her a lot of flack about it, but the ingredients she added, but they taste great. I'm not a fan of onions and peppers, and of course those are in there, and it tastes amazing. So. And onions and cilantro. That's what I said, onions and peppers.
Cilantro.
I like cilantro, but I just know that a little bit goes a long way. That's what I kept telling her. A little bit goes a long way. And then today she was like, did you even taste it? And I was like, I didn't taste the cilantro. She was like,
I'm not touching that joke.
Yeah. But yeah, so this weekend coming up, I've got, I'm taking my car to the shop to have them look at the cams, to try to figure out the oil control, or not.
Which shop?
Kraken Motorsports out in Fort Worth. I'm off on Friday, so I'll be going out there. Like I said, I got my pre-order Xbox Series X done. And yeah.
So you're going to keep, so you want will you also be pre-ordering the PS5, or
no,
are you're just going to go with Xbox?
Just Xbox. I mean, I've been Xbox for the last three systems.
Wait, which version did you get? Did you get the digital only version?
No. No,
You get the big
I
boy.
get the most powerful. Yeah, the big boy. Come on.
Is it backwards compatible?
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah, that's one thing I praise Microsoft for, is doing all their backwards compatibility for their games.
Is it backwards compatible for everything?
Discs? Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Because that's
All the
one
way
of the
back
things
to,
that we.
I want to say all the way back to the 360.
That's the one thing that with the PS4 that sucked, is that it wasn't backwards compatible with the other systems, like the other, like
The other
the
PlayStations.
3 and the 2 were.
Yeah.
And who knows why they did that, but is
It's
the
'cause
5?
it's just different hardware.
Yeah, is the 5 going to be backwards compatible?
Yeah, with the 4, and then
yeah.
the rest will be digitally.
However, the hardware is not backwards compatible. So if you have a DualShock 4 controller, it will not work with the PS5. You have to have a PS5 controller or DualSense controller.
But the one thing I'll praise about Sony is that they will let you share discs.
Yeah.
Xbox won't let you do that for some reason.
Well, you can. So if you install, when you run the game off a disk, it installs it to the hard drive, and I'm sure at that point you can still run it off on somebody else's. Why wouldn't you be able to run it off of somebody else's system? You wouldn't be able to do it at the same time.
I don't know. I just remember seeing the video where it was like, this is how Sony lets you share games with friends, and they just handed them the disc, Because there's an encryption on the disc, so like I guess if you download it on the system, that's kind of like, well, it's like
Yeah, the DRM stuff.
yeah. So, all right,
That's pretty much my weekend.
man, I had a really long weekend. Friday, just hung out with my sister and brother-in-law, ate. Saturday morning, had an emergency slumlord thing, so I had to repair it or swap out our garbage disposal. Then picked up some flooring that we're going to put in a different apartment. Saturday night, I don't remember what I did. Oh, I did game night, and that's where I met the guy from LA who's the video editor. We were playing and ended up going to the vet emergency hospital because their dog was apparently drank too much water during the day. Their daughter was playing with the hose and the dog just kept drinking and wouldn't stop. So they just figured it was water intoxicity or hydro, whatever. I forgot what the term was. But so the dog was like, it was hyper drooling, and throwing up because it was eating grass, I guess, to throw up. Mm-hmm. But like apparently their system is really slow, so it takes forever for them to digest and process anything. So like I think it was like 4 or 5 o'clock when that happened, and it was like 11:30, and the dog was still drooling and kind of woozy. So we're like, all right, let's go to the vet hospital. I'm like, all right, cool, whatever, man. It should only be a couple hours. I'll just hang out. We ended up going to one off of Mockingbird in Dallas. We waited 4 hours till the doctor saw us, and it was a weird deal because it was like they wouldn't let anyone out lobby. I guess that's fine. So someone come out to the car, get the dog, talk to the owner, brought the dog in. The dog was in there for like 2 hours because it was like examination, call back. Hey, we might want to do X-rays. Want to do this? X-rays was like another hour and a half. So like I didn't get home till like 6 a.m. And then I had to get up a couple hours later because we were going to install carpet in one of my apartments, and ended up not doing that because there's fleas everywhere. I mean, it was terrible.
Oh.
Yeah, like I have bites. My legs are all bitten up, and it was crazy. Like I've never seen that many fleas before in real life. It was just like I was like, dang, I thought they were gnats. They were so small, and it was like, but no, they were like, at where my socks would touch my skin, all up on the band right there, and all in the wrinkles in my socks, and like later that night I found some bites up, where my shorts, at the bottom of my shorts, and I'm like,
that's
dude,
gross, dude.
Yeah, I'm like,
why
did y'all bug bomb it? Or?
Yeah, we ended up bug bombing it before I left, and my brother went and bug bombed it again today. And then I think we're gonna. He pulled the carpet. He said there weren't that many fleas, but he pulled the carpet. bug bombed it, and then he's gonna call an exterminator since the carpet's out now, so it should be better for getting rid of the fleas entirely. Like, but
Fleas in their
I don't know how
eggs.
people can live like that.
Have you seen Hoarders?
Well, it's it's one of those things. Like I remember when I was little, we had an indoor-outdoor cat, and it's one of those things, you know. And the cat came in, and the cat had fleas, and it was one of those things. Like before you know it, it's gone
crazy.
rampant.
Yeah,
You know, it's gone rampant. But I mean, we did the bug bombs, and we did the flea and tick on the cat, and all of that stuff. But but yeah, I mean, I don't know how long they had. I mean, when those things happen, it's, you know, it's crazy how fast it stretches out.
yeah. So yeah, we were just. My sister's like paranoid. She's like, I still feel itchy. I hope they're not, you know, still somewhere around. Because like when the next day, because we took I took a separate vehicle with my brother-in-law. He said he bug bombed his car that night, and he said he still found a couple live ones or whatever in his car. But hopefully, you know, knock on wood, we've gotten past it. We didn't bring it home with us, you know, and all that stuff. But you know, after that, we just kind of hung out, chilled, and watched the Cowboys with that miraculous win. I don't know if y'all watched that game. Like,
Yeah.
they were down a score, basically. No, they were down by a point after they scored a touchdown, and there was only like, you know, half a minute left maybe. And they do an onside kick, and it's like a super slow roll, but it's like spinning, you know, sideways. And for some reason, Atlanta decided not to touch it. And, you know, it gets past 10 yards, Cowboys jump on it, and then Cowboys drive, kick a field goal, and win the game. But I was like, why is nobody touching the ball? There's no reason for the Atlanta Falcons to not jump on this ball and end the game, you know? So that was kind of
From what I understand, even the first quarter was kind of lopsided there.
Yeah,
Back when they
Cowboys,
came back.
they were basically written off, you know?
As they should be.
So the thing was... Yeah. So the thing was that...
This is the way. I don't...
The thing was is that no team has ever lost from when they began taking statistics for turnovers, has ever lost since like when that first started in like the 60s, I think is when they first started using that statistic. So it was like 440-0.
Isaiah, come this way, baby.
And so some guy I was reading, he bet you know, $35,000 to win, you know, an extra bet of $1,050, $1,050 or $1,050, but he lost because, you know, because 440 you know, wins ever for a team that has received or recovered 3 turnovers. You know, no one's ever lost after that. But Cowboys is the only team to ever do that now, so it's pretty crazy.
Even to the boys.
Yep. So that was my weekend.
All right. Scotty, what about you, sir?
Friday, a couple months ago, I planted some Carolina Reaper pepper seeds.
Oh, I thought that was something else.
No, sir, that would be illegal stuff there. This is legal, and it is very powerful. So I'm looking forward. I got repotted the plant this week from a planter to a nice little bucket, whatever you want to call it, vase. I don't know. I'm not a plant guy. But yeah, I did that on Friday night, trying to recover my wife's plant, who, I don't know what's going on with me and these plants, but I got hooked on some plant videos, watching how to take care of plants. Saturday was Rudy's, as always. The wife and I served at church at their food pantry, watching cars, handing out, I think, 450 sacks of groceries to people coming up and driving in the parking lot. Then went to lunch with a friend of mine, Mark Couture, at Jake's Burgers, and a pretty decent burger. Had a beer. What did I drink this weekend? It's very rare that I drink beer anymore, but it was a Mosaic IPA. It's a pretty little tasty thing there. Then Sunday Frisco Diner. We'll be there at 7:30. Whoever wants to join us. Church served in the 3s and 4s, and yeah, that was a busy little weekend. And then finished up Ratchet. So we watched Ratchet this weekend, and I would have to say it's not probably one of the best shows ever, but it was worth the watch. It was, the cinematography was really cool. It made it feel like an old, 1950s, 60s movie.
Yeah.
The hospital was cool. Let's see, some really weird stuff takes place. Not quite the same character that's on One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, but yeah, it's worth a watch. I'd check it out. It's number 4 on Netflix right now.
Oh, that reminds me. I watched what was that? The Level. Alan, what was that movie with the different floors in the prison?
Oh, yeah, the platform.
Yeah, the platform. I watched that.
What did you think?
It was okay. It was definitely weird.
Yeah,
but I didn't understand the final message.
Yeah, at the very end, I didn't really understand how that fits into the whole thing either.
Yeah.
I had to actually read like a synopsis, or not a synopsis, but like here's what they explain the end of the movie kind of thing, and I was like, oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it's about social constructs mainly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just kind of funny because they're like, I counted, there's only 100 or 200 floors.
Oh yeah, and then they end up like way down. You're like, wait a second.
Whoops.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was interesting. I felt.
See the cat.
I mean, obviously they had to take a lot of liberties to probably try and keep the story short, but I felt there was a little bit more they could have done to explain, but whatever.
Yeah, I think so too. But I mean, I would chalk that up to it being a foreign movie or a foreign recorded movie. And then also,
Does Isaac see my cat?
Recorded movie. Yeah, he does.
Dude, speaking of foreign movies, like a lot of people are like ripping Netflix for having that Cuties movie on there.
So what was the premise
of that? Coming in.
So what's the premise of the movie itself? I mean, I understand that they're saying it exploits children and so on and so forth, but what's the I haven't looked it up to know what the issue was.
So from my understanding is it's just about a little girl who wants to get into cheerleading and cheer. And that's basically it. And then I guess they think they're getting exploited. And they show people like, oh, she's twerking in this one. I'm like, but that's what cheerleaders do. I mean, you're not going to stop a kid from doing that, right?
Unfortunately, those young little girls do that. And yeah, it kind of bothers me. I don't want to see that. But I think there's other things like, I haven't watched it. Yeah.
Will not watch it. We watched 3%. We started watching 3%. It's weird. There's parts of it are completely random where I'm like, I don't know. Like there's a love interest in the show, and it's like, I don't understand where this comes from. There's like no hinting about it like early on. It's never like you see these two characters interact and like, oh, they like each other. You never see any of that. So it's just, yeah, there's some weird stuff going on in that. But it's an interesting show. It's also foreign. Seems like it's recorded in South America, I want to say.
What movie?
It's a series on Netflix called 3%. Yeah.
No, I was looking at. No, I was looking up like the plot of what Cuties is, and it's. I mean, basically, it is a. The plot revolves around a Senegalese French girl with traditional Muslim upbringing, who is caught between traditional values and internet culture. I don't know anything beyond that, but it's
so oh, sorry, real quick. It was just that it's a foreign film, and I think in France it won a whole bunch of awards, and they were accepting about it. But I think part of the uproar in the U.S. was that on Netflix it specifically said twerk in the description, and the photo that they used to advertise it is kind of, I wouldn't say explicit, but not tame compared to what they use.
It's racist compared to the international. The international poster doesn't look like the American one.
Yeah.
So the international poster has a completely different feel to it than the American one. Makes it look like, oh yeah, these are like young strippers in the making, basically. Whereas the international one doesn't look like that at all. It's actually pretty. The disparity between them is pretty astounding. So it's like,
well, dude, I've watched I've watched stuff like on, stuff online where it's like TikToks and stuff like that with young people in it, 13 to 16 or whatever. And it was like, when I was going to school, girls that were like 11 and 12 didn't look like that. You know what I mean? I mean, we didn't, or their parents didn't allow them to dress that way, or those type of clothes weren't available for young girls.
Yeah.
Do you know? It's a weird, and I don't want to be sexist about it because it's not like, but it's one of those things where, I mean, we don't sexualize men, not to the degree that we sexualize women. So it's really weird to have this conversation with the laughing baby in the background.
Yeah.
So,
kind of speaking on that, with the whole men versus women thing. So there was the accidental dick pic from Chris Evans, Captain America.
Yeah.
And they were saying like how cool people were about it versus when Scarlett Johansson, she got hacked.
Well, there's I don't know of anybody who was giving Scarlett Johansson, at least I don't remember people who were giving her shit because she got hacked and did something. I mean, she got hacked. It's horrible that she got hacked in those pictures or whatever. Same thing with like Olivia Munn and a ton of other celebrity, female celebrities that have been hacked. I mean, that's horrible. I don't remember anybody saying like they deserved it or that they're bad for doing it. I mean,
I think that's kind of what some people were saying, like, oh, why would they have those kind of pictures or whatever? But like, like nobody said anything bad about Chris Evans. And that's what they were kind of saying.
I think the thing with Chris Evans, I think the difference is the fact that he did it to himself. And it was one of those, like, he took a picture and it had like his open camera roll on his phone, and on that, in the picture of a bunch of little, in a picture of something else that had his open camera roll on it, somebody noticed that he had that. There it was. And it was like, well, I mean, shit, he did it to himself.
Yeah.
So, I think that's why people were cool about it. Also, it's the fact that apparently the guy's fairly well endowed. I mean, I'm sure if he had if he was a grower, not a shower, then he would have been.
He is Captain America.
It would have, but it's one of those things. I mean, if he was a grower, not a shower, and it came out and it was like, oh man, this guy has a little one. It's like, oh, how embarrassing would that be? Because then there would be a joke about that shit. So
I didn't even see it. So, but yeah.
I mean, I didn't go looking for it, but it's one of those things where it's like, but if it was one of those things where it was like that he had a little dick, then it's, then that would have, I mean, what kind of horrible damage would that have done? Because they would have, the media, or just not even the media, but
social media
would have had a frenzy. TMZ.
They would have, I mean, they would have mercilessly
castrated him.
Oh,
no pun intended. Wait.
So I don't know. But as far as like I don't know. I don't think it's a man in that situation. I don't think it's a man versus woman thing. I think it's just people are assholes, and it's the Madonna versus the whore complex. You want everybody wants the what's the joke is
lady in the streets, but freak in the sheets.
Lady in the streets, but freak in the sheets. And it's like, where do you think she learned that, dude?
Papa,
it doesn't come
preach.
Naturally. It's what,
and also the other thing too is like, why can't that's the whole thing with Cardi B's WAP video, celebrating it. Like, hey, look, I
still haven't seen the video.
I still haven't seen it either, but I get the gist of it. Scott's raising his hand.
What about the Kids Bop version?
But I mean, the point of the WAP video is like, hey, she's owning it. You know what I mean? Like, and why is it okay for guys to like go out and be like, oh yeah, I slept with 30 different chicks, on a weekend, and a girl does that, and then all of a sudden the woman's a whore, but the guy's like, oh, he's awesome.
Well, and that's one of the things. It's like it's
high five.
Yeah, it's one
His
of
hand
those.
must be tired from all the high fives.
I don't think it's cool. I don't think it's cool that it happens that way. So you have to do that. It doesn't matter how many partners you've had, as long as everything's been consensual and you've been safe. I don't give a shit. It's whatever, that's it. But as far as like anything else, it's just ridiculous, and it's old school. It's an old school way of thinking. So
Yeah.
if a girl wants to go out and have as much fun as she can, fucking hey, dude, go for it. We only go around on this big blue ball once, as far as I know. So go have your fun.
I gotta turn off the oven real quick. I'll be back.
Turn off the oven.
Use your iWatch.
Yeah, put your iWatch on it. Use your fancy iOS 19 on it.
Is this a good time for a break? Maybe then.
Yeah, let's go ahead and take a break. I think. Well, Scott, you haven't done your.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Everybody, we're all done. We're done with weekends.
Yeah. Done with weekends. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's take a damn break.
All right. This break is brought to you by Kirkland Signature Sparkling Water. They have a bunch of different flavors, but there's only 4 in the package.
All right. I'll be right back.
All right.
All right.
Look at that, mates. We're back.
And
Thanks for joining us in the next installment of The Weekend from A to Z.
Why are you doing a really bad Australian accent?
I can't believe he ate the whole thing. It's crazy.
No.
The whole thing.
No, so
we're back.
So while we were on break, Scott pulled up for us some I don't know, it was some YouTuber. We weren't even listening to it. It was like it looked like a reaction video to that movie Cuties. And so we were watching him watching the movie, and we weren't even listening to him. And the point that I was making, because I mean, were the images I was seeing of these girls who were, I'm going to guess, somewhere between like 9 and 12, were they kind of sexualized? Yeah, they were doing, they were dancing like I would expect somebody in their
butts. Yeah.
Well, I mean, they were twerking. I
sound like one of those.
You do.
Those Bible beaters. They're spanking each other's butts and dancing and showing off their
bottoms and shaking them and no. But yeah, they were doing those things. But what I don't
see their whole ankle.
Well, what I'm saying, my point is, we don't have context for the movie.
Yeah.
We don't have context. If all I'm looking at are images and I haven't watched the movie with an open mind to see what it's about, all I see is that stuff. But I don't know what their perspective is. Are these girls trying to act older for whatever reason? And so because they're acting older, they're doing these things because these are the things that they've seen, or these are the things that have been accepted in other places. Mm-hmm. I don't know. We'll have to find, I mean, but that's the whole thing, is you have to watch something and find out what it is before you just run off at the mouth and start talking shit about it and how bad it is.
So I was going to say, I see Justin's point, because after seeing like the clips of the guy watching the show on Netflix, and also learning that, I forget which one of you guys said it was like, the way, from the girl's perspective where it's shot, she is a Muslim girl growing up in her way of life, and now she's trying to, or now she's doing, this other thing that completely goes against it. I can see the point of how the movie. I can see the point of the movie, and but I also see the way that, like, I can see from, like, as a dad, I can see how, like, I wouldn't want my daughter to be dancing. Like, I wouldn't want that, but at the same time, it's a movie, and they have these movies come out like every couple years where somebody it's not a coming of age movie, but it's like how I'm going to break out of this social construct. I'm brought up to be raised in this extremely rigid, way of life, and that's not what I want to do. It's not who I want to be. It's not what I want to do. I want to do these other things. I have dreams and aspirations that are higher than this, and so because of that, I'm going to go chase my dreams, even though, yes, it goes completely against my way of living. It goes completely against the way I was brought up.
Yeah, and you know what? If you don't agree with the movie, just don't watch it.
That's true.
I would also like this. Cinderella, it's like that. She was born into this maidservant thing, and she didn't want to be a maid anymore. So she wanted to go to the ball like everybody else. So she made her own dress, and we all know Cinderella.
Could the
Little bit, it's the
shots
same
be
thing.
a little bit different to where you're not zoomed in on their private parts? And if you're telling a story, does it need to be zoomed in? The way that it's filmed, I have to question. The story and the content I get, but I think that you don't have to focus on like zooming in on their shorts and that area.
If the point of the movie is to make you feel uncomfortable,
Oh yeah,
because of what's happening, and it's to make you feel, it's to make you think, it's like, if this is a comment on that neither of these societies are right, if the strict structured life is wrong, but the freedom that the internet is giving you is wrong, but in the completely different direction, you have to show both sides of what's wrong. And if it's to make you feel uncomfortable, if there was a clip in there and like it looked like, I don't know, she was peeling potatoes or onions or something like that, and it was like a tub full of potatoes that was stacked 4 feet high, sitting on a stool in the kitchen doing that. If that doesn't make you feel bad because this little 9-year-old can't go play and she has to do that stuff, then it should make you feel bad as well that she's also having all of this ridiculous freedom with no kind of supervision, or possibly even being encouraged to dance in these ways, or or do that stuff. It's, you got to show kind of both sides of that. And if it's supposed, again, I haven't seen the movie, if it's supposed to make you uncomfortable, then that's what it is. Then it's, you show the things that are to make you uncomfortable.
yeah, and I think I think Justin, you have a point, because I think a lot of this stuff is I mean, they have another show on Netflix now. It's called I think it's called The Social Experiment, or something that has to do with social media. And in the clip that we just saw, she's on, I don't know what social site she was on, but and there was like in the captions, like, look at all the likes you're getting, or something to that extent. So I think that a lot of this stuff has to do with social media and the way it's perceived. If you do these things, you're cool, you're popular. Maybe not cool, but you're popular. And of course, this girl is doing the dancing and the following her dreams, and because she's doing it in this particular way, she's gaining fame because of it, and I think that's what she wants. And again, I haven't watched this show, I haven't watched the movie, so I couldn't tell you. I think that's what the point of the movie is. Like, hey, she's growing up in this way. She doesn't want to grow up this way. She has bigger dreams and aspirations. So because of that, she's going to chase them. And she's knowing that, and she's chasing these dreams. And because she's seeing like followers and likes and positive comments, she's on the right path from her standpoint.
I would say that, moreover, until we've seen the movie, we shouldn't have an opinion on the movie.
Yeah.
It's one of the, it's,
because we can debate about this all day. We can be completely wrong.
But again, I don't have context. I mean, if someone showed you the part of Roger Rabbit that just had Jessica Rabbit in it, walking through the club without any context, that it's a murder mystery kind of a thing, and it has all of Disney's characters and all of Warner Brothers characters and all of this stuff. If all you saw was this extremely
well drawn or badly drawn.
Badly drawn.
Wait.
Well, because that's what she says in the thing. She says that, I'm not bad, I'm just drawn this way.
Yes.
So if all I saw was that and it was completely out of context, what does that say? I can make all the assumptions. I can make completely wrong assumptions when I don't know what it is. So I think you have to watch the movie before you can start talking shit about it.
Do we watch the movie and report on it next week?
No.
I'll watch it. Why not?
I don't know. Why?
Okay.
Why do I want to?
Well, then I think that kind of sets.
It's a hot topic.
I
think we should.
The other side of it, right?
It's our social obligation.
I'll say this. If it's something that you feel would make you uncomfortable for any reason, don't fucking watch it. Just like if you're scrolling through Facebook and somebody says something that you don't like and you don't feel like commenting on it, fucking keep scrolling.
Oh, I feel like commenting on a ton of stuff. I just don't.
Well, but that's what it is.
Smart
But if
man.
it's one of those things, I mean, is this sexualizing young girls? I don't know the context of the fucking movie. I can't tell you if it's doing that. If I just seeing what we saw without knowing what the storyline is, I could go like, yeah, why are these girls, trying to
Booty
learn
dancing,
to twerk?
body
Why
rolling.
are they? Yeah. What is this about? Why are they doing this? It's like, I don't know, because I don't know the fucking movie.
I got you.
All right, let's
I'm with
do
you,
it.
Justin.
We'll watch it.
No, I feel the same way, and
How
I felt
long
the
is
same
the
way.
movie?
I'm sure it's probably a couple of hours. I don't know. It's one of those things. It's like, did you ever read the book Lolita? Anybody? I did. It's about a guy who starts a relationship with a young girl who's like just around puberty's age, and it's a hard book, but it was written to be a hard book. It's written
Californication it had like something similar to that.
But this was written in the 50s, 60s. But it's one of those things. It was written to be difficult. It was written from that perspective. It wasn't glorifying anything. And maybe in the end, because the old man goes away, it's a different story. I can't remember if he went away to jail or if he got killed. I can't remember. One of the
Cuties
two.
is an hour and a half.
But again, you have to know what the context is of it before you can say shit about it.
Yeah.
The other big news that happened this week, other than Cuties, that's not really big news. Ruth Bader Ginsburg passed away.
Yeah.
So Supreme Court
She
Justice
was
Ruth
my
Bader
hero.
Ginsburg, dude, learning what all that she has done, not just for women, but women was huge. What she did for womankind in America was huge, but just for the country, like, holy crap! It's like, does your daughter play sports? Thank Ruth Bader Ginsburg, like in high school and public schools.
Yeah.
Thank
Women-
Ruth Bader Ginsburg for that.
Female teachers.
Thank Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Yeah. Females in law. It's
Mhm.
all. I read her book, Notorious RBG, a while back. It was my actually it was my selection for book club because I just wanted. I don't
Nice.
really read nonfiction, but I felt like she's such an icon, and you're right. She did do a lot of stuff. I mean, it's just crazy.
But what I'm sad about, other than her passing, and we lost a great American, is what is the hypocrisy that I feel, and I feel that it's hypocritical for what the GOP and the Senate is doing right now to try and push through, currently attempting to push through a Supreme Court nomination before the election.
That's
They did it on both
literally.
sides, though, right?
They
did it with,
literally said the same thing with Obama's before he went.
Yeah.
The other party.
What were you saying, Scott? Please, go ahead.
That was the same thing that I was saying. Yeah, it happened with Obama as well, trying to get it in at the last time.
Well, but so Anthony Scalia died in February of 2016. So there was a lot of time for them to vet people through. And they being the Senate at the time, who is the Senate now, decried Obama early for trying to get a nomination put through because they didn't have time and they wanted to leave it up to the voters. Because Obama was in the last year of his presidency. What their argument now is, Obama was in the last year of his presidency, and it was considered he was a lame duck, meaning that he couldn't run again. He couldn't do any, we wouldn't have the same president. And that's the argument they're making now is we don't know that Trump won't be president. Well, if that's the case, then why can't you wait until November?
Yeah, until after
to
the
do
election.
that until after the election. And if he's not going to be elected, then leave it to the next sitting president. That is the fact that a lot of them have put on, went on record and said, was it Senator Leslie Graham was the one that said, I'm saying this, and if it comes back in 4 years,
call me out on it, and they're calling him out on it, and they're not backing down. It's the weirdest, where turnabout is not fair play, shitty move that I've seen. I mean, it's really, really hypocritical, and I could not vote for somebody who did that again, who said one thing and is now literally doing another.
Yeah, they all do. Yeah, so it says here 9 justices, of course, is what we know, but the 5 of them were appointed by a Republican candidate and 3 appointed by a Democrat, and there's 1 vacancy. So is that the vacancy now? I don't know when this story was posted. But I would say, if you got 5 Republicans, go ahead and, trying to balance that out as well as you can with the number of 9. I don't have a problem with that. But why does even their view on Democrat or Republican, if it's the law, then what difference does it make? It's making laws. I understand that. Kind of lean one way. I guess I'm thinking out loud. Sorry.
No. Think out loud. Go right ahead. Think out loud. It comes down to the fact that sorry, plugging in my computer. It comes down to the fact that the Supreme Court, if something gets once something gets high enough up to the Supreme Court, they're making judgment on constitutional law. What is and is not constitutional? Can you do X, Y, and Z? Can you not do X, Y, and Z? Major cases have been heard that change the way that America has moved forward in with certain things. The big one that everyone wants to bring up is abortion with Roe versus Wade. That was done back in the 70s. Whether you agree with a woman's right to choose or don't is, we've had this go up before the highest court in the land, and they made their ruling. Well, the highest court in the land is the one that can unmake that ruling as well. So so if you have someone that is, if the justices on the court lean more conservative, then that's the type of law that they will pass going forward. And it's also the fact that Supreme Court justices are appointed for life. So the highest court in the land, you could have been appointed. I mean, how long did Ruth Bader Ginsburg serve on the serve?
87.
Yeah. So she's been there for 2 decades. So having somebody that is on the board, or having somebody that sits on the bench has decades worth of consequence. It wouldn't have been had we had a more conservative Supreme Court, 10 years ago, would gays have the right to marry in all 50 states? Because that was the big thing, because they were waiting, because the Constitution never said anything specifically about it, and it took going before the Supreme Court, someone making a case that made it all the way to the Supreme Court, for the court to say, no, it's not okay, and these rights need to be made national. You can't have gay couples get married in California and then not be recognized in Texas. Because that's what people were running into. It was like, well, we got married in California, but now we've moved to Georgia and we want to get a divorce, and now we can't even get a divorce because you guys don't even recognize the fact that we're married. Although our bank account, we've taken each other's names, we're on each other's bank accounts, we've done X, Y, and Z. So that's what it is. It's the fact that that's a small reason of why it's such a big deal of who gets nominated and who gets appointed. So for to me, it just sounds like it's the last. It's people raging against things because they know that they're not going to win in the long run. Because in the long run, people, as people get older, and as things move, and the people that are in our age bracket start when it's the Gen X, generation are the ones that are going to be in power. We have people in Gen X have a lot different view than our parents did. I don't know. There's a ton of people that I know that are extremely conservative that are like, I don't care if gay people get married or not. It doesn't make a difference to me.
Mm-hmm.
Why should I hurt somebody? Why should I do that to somebody? Or why should I say that they shouldn't be married? It's, if they want to get married, let them
Misery
get
loves
gay
company.
married.
Come on now.
But it's exactly. But it's one of those things where it's like, but I think it's this weird generation gap. I saw a statistic the other day where it's people in like the majority of people that are in Congress are, the median age of somebody in the United States is in like their mid to late 30s, but the median age of our lawmakers is in their late 60s, early 70s. And it's, you don't have the same ideals at that point in time. So, but yeah, I really, I have no idea what's going to happen. I don't even think that they would be able to, I don't know that they would be able to nominate someone and have a vote on it fast enough to get through by the election.
Yeah, how many days we got? 50?
45.
45 days?
Yeah.
Because I was reading Justice John Roberts was nominated 2 days after Rehnquist died.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that's kind of super sudden, too.
That is super sudden. 2 days, wow.
Yeah. So, I mean, you're right. It's just a game, guys.
Oh, it's the unfortunate thing is that it's a game that affects all of America.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing that's, and I understand that values are going to be different wherever you go. The people that live in rural, in rural
Montana.
Utah. No, let's say rural Utah, rural Montana. They may have a different set of values than somebody that lives in a big city. They like Kansas City or whatever it is. So I don't know. I don't know. I mean, but we have to be able to go through and say that these are the laws within the land, and and it's not something that, we shouldn't have to take back things that we've already done. I mean, repealing gay marriage or whatever because of whatever reason, that's scary. Or, or going back to, if the armed services say that now we have to go back to don't ask, don't tell, that's scary to me. I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, we've moved forward. Why are we making these changes just because you didn't like them?
Waste of time.
So,
you decided.
Shit, I don't know. It's not like I have the answers. If I did, nobody's listening. Our 11 subscribers on YouTube may be listening. Yeah. So we have 11 of YouTube subscribers. So shout out to the 11.
And we have 14 active listeners on Anchor.
Nice.
Hey.
What's up?
Yeah.
Love you guys. You sexy beasts. Well, Alan, did you watch this week?
Did I watch what?
Did you watch? I don't know if we're ready for this. Did
for
you
it.
save the trailer? Or
I haven't watched any trailers. No, trailers. No, I did not watch the trailer. I don't even remember what show you're talking about, but I have not watched any trailers.
You get a brownie served. Let me know if y'all can hear it. I've changed up some microphone stuff and some speakers. So here we go, guys. just to kind of give you all a little bit of background. So we're going to look at the trailer for Dune. And am I sharing? Yes. Okay. So Dune, 1965 novel by Frank Herbert, even won the Nebula Award for Best Novel. So this is a huge book, and it's very well known, I think. But the people in this, Zendaya, so she was from Spider-Man, right? Jason Momoa, Josh Brolin, Dave Bautista, and Javier Bardem, just to name a couple of people. Those names alone, man, it's just amazing. So here we go. Let me know if you can hear it. It's up all the way. Here we go.
There's something happening to me. There's something awakening in my mind. I can't control it. What did you see? There's a crusade coming. Do you often dream things that happen just as you dreamed them? Yes. The test is simple. Remove your hand from the box.
And I've always thought Dune was kind of a beautiful
And you die.
Scenery.
What's in the
I know
box?
it's just a desert or a beach
Pain.
somewhere.
You inherit too much power. You have proven you can rule yourself. Now you must learn to rule others. Something none of your ancestors learned. My father rules an entire planet. He's losing it. He's getting a richer one. He'll lose that one too.
Seems bigger this time too.
Arrakis is a death trap. Kill them. This is an extermination. They're picking my family off one by one.
Let's fight like demons.
An animal caught in a trap will gnaw off its own leg to escape. What will you do?
Zendaya.
I know you.
People in the old days just look older than they do now.
One day
Wilford Brimley.
will be born.
Yes.
Yes.
All of civilization depends on it. The future. I can see it. I must not fear.
What's in the box? Pain.
Fear is the mind killer.
My Lord Duke.
Where the fear is gone, only I will remain.
Go, go, go!
All I've got dreams about Mars. Right on. So what'd y'all think?
It's
Y'all
good.
excited?
Yeah, I'll be watching it.
Right on.
What was
I
that thing at the end?
Sandworm.
Sandworm. That's what I
The
thought.
original.
Yeah, I remember reading an article that said that the new trailer was going to make Star Wars look like a joke.
Well, the new Star Wars is a joke, but
Oh, sad to hear that.
wait, what came out first, Tremors or Dune?
Dune.
Dune. Dune came out it came out before Star Wars, I want to say.
No. The book was
Huh?
before Star Wars. Dune didn't come out until 70. It was either 79 or 81. I can't remember.
And the first Star Wars was 77 or something.
Yeah.
Like that? Yeah. Why do I know that?
77.
Nerd!
Geek alert.
Yeah. It looks good.
1984.
Yeah,
I'm wrong.
What? Dune?
The Dune movie came out in 1984. But I mean, I think we talked about this last week. That Dune was because it was Dune and the Surikawa films, the samurai films that George Lucas kind of melded those two things together to make Star Wars.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it looks so good. I've gone through. I've never read the books, but I've started watching some of those like YouTube explanation movies or explanation videos or whatever that are like, and there's some that are like 2 hours long where it's like, this is what the first book of Dune, because there's either 5 or 6 books, and there was supposed to be one more was going to finish up the series, and he died before he finished that last one.
Gotcha.
That
I
sucks.
can rewatch the trailer because I know I missed part of it, but yeah, no, what I saw looks awesome.
No, it looks amazing.
Yep, beautiful, beautiful, well drawn, or well directed, cinematography drawn. I was thinking I think there is a Dune cartoon out there.
Is there? I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find it real quick, but yeah, for whatever reason, your Chrome is not doing the search right.
Oh, okay.
Oh no.
I'm not a big Chrome guy, but yeah, maybe one day I'll figure out this internet stuff, look around the world. Well, today's question of the week is, what is your totem animal?
Totem animal.
Yep. What animal are you guys? I would have, and I know this is really lame, and I know it's like cliche, but it's a dog for me. I really do feel like a dog. I have treated women like I'm just kidding. I've never done that. Just saying, just playing. Yeah, dog is mine.
You're loyal and trustworthy. I know. Yeah.
That is. Yeah, you can depend on me.
I haven't thought about it.
I'd go in the same kind of direction, but I'd go off the top of my head. I'd go with like a fox, like something that's kind of wild, but a little mischievous, and
fitting.
Puts his nose where it doesn't belong all the time, but but it's doing it for the with the intent of fun rather than the intent of doing harm.
Yeah, I got you. No, that sums you up pretty good, I think, actually. A little mischievous. Sits behind the eyes.
I would probably go something a little off, like
panda bear?
Penguin.
No.
Penguin.
I mean, it's not really a totem animal. I'd say like the honeybee. Loyal, courageous, but if you get on the wrong side, you will get stung.
How about pollinating everywhere? Does that fit in it?
No. Pollinating everywhere. No, but I mean, yeah, they're loyal. They charge into danger. Like with no care in the world. Not that I have no care in the world, but that guy right back there. That guy back there. Yeah, no, get on his wrong side, and you'll have to deal with me.
Right.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I think I'd be a panda.
A panda?
Just eat and sleep all day. And then people would force me to have sex, I guess, to procreate, but
won't even fuck to save your own species.
Yeah.
Lazy.
Okay.
I guess.
Be like a panda. He's white, he's black, and Asian.
Yeah.
Don't be racist. Right on.
Anything else, guys?
No, that's it.
I got nothing. I think that's our
I think we're good.
That's the end of it. Hey, guys that are on the YouTube, hit the like and the subscribe and leave us a comment and let us know that you're watching. I think it's really cool that that we're actually out there and you guys are actually want to listen to our stupid voices talk about things that have happened 2 weeks early for you.
To add on to that, we have come a long way. We went from 3 somewhat single guys to 3 married guys, and we still got 1 guy that's single. We as time, we've evolved. So, and I think that because of that, I think it's been good. Like if you go back and listen to the old episodes, please don't. But If you decide to, yeah, you'll notice. I hope you notice the change, and I think it's a welcome change.
Balls dropped. Yeah.
Balls dropped. You said something last week that just.
I think it's a welcome change, and then there was something else I was going to add.
If you guys have some topic to talk about, put it in the comments.
Yeah, leave in the comments. Email us. I mean, we say it every week, and there's been no emails. Even Javier stopped. I don't know what's going on. Just he's got a granddaughter in it.
Yeah, you can DM us, guys.
So what I was going to say actually is, so I know that I've talked to Scott and Justin about this, about doing like a ladies' takeover, and having the, yeah, that's what I said earlier, and having like our respective, our better halves come on the podcast, and they do the entire podcast.
There's one of them.
I mean, I think, and I can, yeah, that's one of them. So I could have, and so we've talked about it. So I mean, listeners, tell us what you think.
With supervision.
Yeah, she already has her one-liner ready. I can email her I can give her all the other stuff. Like here, say your own thing.
She's gonna have to take Tammy out and get her drunk to admit yes. I asked Tammy, and Tammy's kind of really reluctant. Yeah, so I think she can be coerced.
I think Tammy would like it.
Yeah, I think so.
I have no idea if Melissa would do it or not. I'll have to ask, but we'll see.
We've tossed the idea around. I'll say that.
I would say, look, can I guess her one-liner? Sure. I just want to guess her one-liner.
Yeah, guess her one-liner. Go for it.
Her one-liner is going to be, what do you call the useless piece of skin attached to the penis?
That's not.
It's called the man.
Chocolate with nuts.
Oh,
chocolate. Yeah, I was thinking
that's pretty good. I like it though. It's pretty good.
What you said last week about if they're looking to get their news from us, then they're not at the right podcast. Right?
Yeah, you're at least a week behind if you're getting your news from us. Yeah. So
we're like the equivalent of like having something on in the background.
We're the equivalent.
We're that bad.
No, I think. If you're getting our news from us, it's like it's like getting a. It's like it would have been like in the 1600s, where it's like for me to tell you something, I have to write you a letter, and it has to get on. I have to give it to a guy on a horse that has to ride for 3 days to get it. For a week.
Though every now and then,
entire situation's changed.
I think every now and then, though, I think there needs to be a podcast that kind of gives like some kind of new stuff. Like a week later, there's like, oh yeah, I didn't know that, or like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. I was going to look it up, but I never did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, I guess that's the way I see us. Yeah, some of the tech news I cover, the tech news I cover,
be saving the USPS, right?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Did we do it?
Yeah.
Hey, I've always wanted to own a mail truck.
How about a female truck?
When I was in high school, that's all I wanted was an old mailman Jeep. That's all I wanted.
With the right-hand drive and everything.
Well, because they got them big ass bumpers.
Yeah.
Right. So you just drive around like I would drive around downtown.
No door.
Just don't worry about wherever I park.
In the back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Somebody hits me. I mean, they'll just hit that bumper.
That's true. All right. So with that being said, listeners, thanks for tuning in. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to email us at theweekenda2z@gmail.com. Watch JT spin in his chair. You can also find us on YouTube at Weekend A to Z. You can search past that. You can go to anchor.fm/A to Z Weekend, where you'll find all 11 locations for our podcast, including Spotify. Yes.
All right, guys. We will see you on the flip-flop.
Pow, pow.
Olive juice.
Welcome to Costco. I love you.